And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We'll give it a couple minutes till people filter in since it's early and we didn't announce this show. We don't announce most of them, but it's only 7:20 here on the East Coast, so that means it's as early as 4:20 over on the West Coast. So most people are probably still sleeping, but I'm going to keep the show up. I won't be deleting it like I do some of the lives because we're going to go just do a quick little rundown of some of the cases that we're going to cover this week. Sorry for the background. I still haven't gotten everything set up. I need to just buy some thumbtacks and stuff and get my background up there and get us looking like a halfway real show here. Let's give it a moment for everyone to come in. Let's see if we can get maybe 10, 20 people, something like that. If we even get that in this early morning time, I'll be happy with that. So I'll go over our cases that we're going to cover in just a moment. In the meantime, while we wait for people to come in, take a quick look at some headlines. So we got Gabby Petito's family visits the lake where she once stopped after picking up her remains. So our hearts out to that family, of course, as the whole country waits on the resolution for that tragedy. We got British Member of Parliament David Ames was killed in an act of terrorism, according to police. Oof, he was stabbed Friday afternoon in Essex. Police say it was an act of terrorism. We got Renee Zellweger getting ready to play Pam Hupp on the set of a movie called The Thing About Pam. I'm not familiar with Pam Hupp. I don't know if you guys are, but she is looking to play her. So we got a couple more headlines before we get into the cases we're going to cover this week. We only got about 3 or 4 people here. Good morning, everyone. The husband of Kenyan Olympic runner Agnes Tirop has been arrested for murder. Wow. Committing murder. I never understand. I mean, there are people just like us. When you see rich or famous people committing murders, it blows my mind. I guess money can't erase the evil inside of us, right? Lastly, we got a North Carolina woman, Miranda Springs, 30 years old. She was last seen September 18th. If you're following that case, she has been found deceased in the woods. And a man has been accused of kidnapping and murder. So it looks like that case may be coming to a close. So our heart goes out to her family. That will be another family that I do try to contact if we can get in touch with them. The family of Miranda Springs. 30 years old. Way, way too young to go. Way too young. Any age is too, having something horrible like that happen to you at any age, but 30, you didn't really even get to experience much of life yet. It's funny when you're 15, 16, 17, 30 sounds so old, and you get in your 30s and you're like, I'm still so young. So good morning to everyone. So I have definitely 3, maybe 4 cases that we're going to cover. I want to go over a few minutes of each one, hang out with you guys, and that'll basically be it. But I want everyone to kind of be prepared for what's coming up. Because I've been working so much, I haven't been able to nail down exact dates with these families, but they're basically looking to go ASAP. So I'd be very surprised if I can't get them done within the week at the latest. All right. A week meaning 7 days. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? One of these you guys may know because this is going to be a second show. How are you, Kathy? It's for Lance Jones. Let me actually pull up our first interview that we did with Lance here. Hang on 1 second. And okay, before I do, we have our first donation, so let me just give a shout out. Thank you, Kyle, who donates $10. Thank you, sir. Second, thank you, Kyle A. I don't know if you want me to say your last name. Anyone who wants to support the show, the link is in the description, and it's right there in the chat. Thank you so much to Kyle. We appreciate you. But let's first go over Lance because he's been looking to do this show for a while I've been away. And I actually had to cancel our update show with him. So I do apologize to him for that. I was out of town and I had a million things going on with work and stuff like that. But let's bring up his first interview. I just want to show the end. I just think this is really cute what he does. It reminds me of like a March for Cancer or Run for Awareness, something along those lines, you know. People who do things just for victims to raise awareness. So what Lance does is, well, first off, his mother was murdered. I don't know that, I got to get the date. I think it was the early 2000s to the late 90s. It was quite a while ago. She was found in her carport. She's 73 years old, elderly woman, found face down in her carport, deceased. It's never been solved. In the Royal Crown, as they call it, or whatever, let's say the authorities over in Canada have put a lid on it and haven't really allowed him to speak much about it or to give him any information as to what they do know. So he's extremely frustrated. So he's done our show before. Now what Lance does is, give me 1 second. At the end of the show, he did some push-ups. Now the reason he did that is he has something that he does. It's like a push-ups for victims of domestic violence thing. Half in memory of his mother, and halfway just kind of to support people, you know, who have been through domestic violence. Hey, good morning, Steven. What's up, my friend? So I'm going to show you guys the push-up segment at the end. Every time I interview Lance, I always hope some kind of foundation will see it and be able to bring his cause, you know, higher. Maybe get like a bunch of people around the country doing push-ups with them, or I don't know, something that will be, you know, draw attention to not only domestic violence in general, but also his mom's case, because this poor guy deserves to have it solved. But let me bring up my interview with him, my first one here. Give me 1 second. And here he is. I believe I have the sound on. These are old comments that you're going to see here, so ignore those. Those are from the show with him. Hang on. This is Lance. All right, and let me just show you. So the reason why we're doing a update show, one, just because he wants to, you know, give some updates on his mom's case, of course. But two, he wants to do another, he's hitting a milestone. He actually just hit it, I think, of 10,000 push-ups. So he kind of wants to do a public little show for his milestone. So that's what we're going to help him do. So let me play it real quick. Just a cute little segment that I really enjoyed. And I hope this goes somewhere, because this guy does this every day for years for the memory of victims of domestic violence. So let's play this quick. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
I can't hear you though. Yeah, that's fine. All right, just got to tip it down so it can see me up. Down. Perfect. Down. Right there. Okay, this is the BC RCMP push-up challenge, day 101, set number 1. Right there.
Little bit of a shaky camera there, sorry. But I think this is really cool, because he's taken, obviously, a personal tragedy, and he's also doing something for others as well. And if you think that this doesn't make a difference, just think of things like, you know, Run for Cancer and all those kind of foundations. A lot of people do things like this, and they raise a lot of money. So hopefully he can somehow
40.
turn this into something that helps.
Come on, you got it, Lance. You got it.
I won't give up on you, and I won't give up on Mom.
He said, I won't give up on your mom. How cute is that? Just awesome guy.
That's 46. Give me a second. I got 4 to go.
He does 50 every single day. Tie it up there, 46.
Plus 1. 47. 48. 49. 50.
All right. And then he does one extra. I forget exactly why. But just cool stuff. I don't know. It's not your cup of tea, sorry, but I think that that's really something really cool he does. So he's going to be coming back on the show. Going to be doing his 10,000 push-up milestone, and that should be a fun episode. As well as hopefully there are some good updates. I know he's been having a heck of a time getting updates because of, like I said, the authorities there. Apparently, Canada is really, really tough to get things done, to get information out and all that. So our hearts are with you, Lance, and I can't wait to do a second show with everybody. So who do we got here? We got like 7 or 8 people here. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Steven. How's everybody else doing? Not a lot of people here, but I didn't expect too many here this early. Just want to hang out with you guys a little bit. Obviously, I don't have Toby, so I can't do my full morning show. But since it's been so long since we did anything, I don't know, I figured it would be a nice little hangout to prepare you guys for what's coming this week. It should definitely be this week. Lance's case, as well as the next two we're going to go over. And there's also a third one I haven't really gotten to speak to the family too much. But very soon, we should be doing them. All right, give me 1 second, guys. It might be a Facebook message from, I don't know, maybe it's Lance or somebody. Oh no, that's Grotto. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Okay. All right, guys. Anyways, we got a quiet chat here today. Hope everybody's enjoying. Let's go over some of the other cases, and you guys don't have to participate if you just want to hang out and listen. That's fine. I know a lot of people listen to the show while they're driving or in the car or whatever, so that possibly could be why the few people who are here aren't participating. But next we have, I'm going to do this one. Desiree Wright. So Desiree Wright, let me pull her up here. This is not a missing persons case. This is an unsolved homicide. Okay. And this will be the first time that we speak to the family. This is not a secondary update show like Lance's will be. This is her. Do I have you guys? Okay, this is Desiree. All right, only 24 years old. She passed away Monday, March 15th, just this year. So about 5 months ago, 5.5 months, in Martin. Is it Tennessee that they're from? I have to double check this. I believe it's Tennessee. I think that's where her family was. So funeral services, this is the page for them, conducted 1 p.m. Saturday at the chapel of Ed Maston Mosley Funeral Home. So her brother, Charles Sutherland, was the officiator, and talks about her mother here. Where is she? Patricia Sutherland. I believe that's who I'm going to be interviewing. I know she is the one in the chat kind of handling everything. So this is what the first is going to be about. The first show that we do this week. I actually don't know the order these are going to be going in. So let's say one of the three. So there's not a ton out there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like she has kids. Typically, they say she lives on by her daughter or something, but this just says preceded in death by her grandmothers. So I'm guessing that means she didn't have any children or anything like that. So really sad, unsolved homicide. Hopefully, we can help bring some light to it and get that case solved because, we just talked about how young 30 is, 24 is even more so. You haven't even started living life at 24 yet. You think you have, but you really haven't. So that will be our second case that we cover. That's all I can really find on it, however. I'll be able to get some information from the family before we even do the show. But anything I look up, it doesn't give you anything other than the day she was found, basically. But it was a murder case. Desiree Wright. Let me try one more time, guys. Desiree Wright. Yeah, just obituaries, funeral expenses, things like that. Had no insurance. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, it is Tennessee. Desiree Martin. Actually, looks like this is her Twitter here. What is she? Okay, let's look ahead. The Jackson Sun has a. Yeah, see, no information. I'll just an obituary. So yeah, no information at all out there in this case, but that'll be the second one that we do, guys. So please look out for the Desiree Wright episode where we'll be interviewing, I believe, her mother, Star Holberg. Lastly, we have Kaven Ellis Sandlin. She's 16 years old. This is another case. There's almost nothing on it. She's from Florida. This is her. I'm going to play you guys a quick, looks like her parents did some kind of interview. I'll play it for like 4 or 5 minutes. It's someone else's show. I don't know if the people want me playing it. So I'm just going to play a quick little snippet so you guys can kind of get an idea of who we'll be speaking to and very few details in the case. Let me play that real quick for you guys.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello?
Hi,
this is Michelle from We Can Bring You Hope. Tonight we are talking about Kaven Ellis Sandlin, who is missing from Florida. We have two of her family members here. We have Dawn and Star. We would like to welcome them to the show. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Star. I think we also have another caller calling in.
That may be
Mary on here. And now, I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. We have 3 family members, correct?
Yes. This is Star.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So,
And this is Dawn.
Just go ahead and give me a little bit of an introduction a little bit of a history of Kaven whenever she was younger. If you guys want to, just tell the public a little bit about her so they can get to know her and see, how she was growing up.
Okay, and Dawn, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
It doesn't matter. I can go first. I thought Mary might like to go first, but
yeah, I was just going to say,
I'm talking on Mary's behalf.
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah, but I know more of it when she was younger, Star. I just, I know I'm going to start bumbling up because I had Kaven since she was 3 years old. Her mother moved in with us, and her other siblings did too. There was Clea's oldest, Kaven, and then it was her brother, Devin. And I ended up with them, and I ended up adopting all 5 of her children, which the 2 youngest were my grandchildren, but I adopted the other 3 because I didn't want to separate them, and I had Kaven, until she took off in December. But Kaven has always been an outgoing child, and then she started being recluse, and the night she left, everything was normal. Everything's been normal with her. I mean, we've had our, little fights here and there, but it's just, Kaven, Kaven just was starting to be a loner, and I tried to get her to go out. She didn't want to go out, and the night she left, nothing was abnormal, nothing. And I woke up the next morning and she was gone.
Kaven's always been a very sweet child, very loving child. She was always attached to her grandmother, to Mary, my sister.
She does with Mary a lot.
Wrote letters about how much she loved her family. I mean, it's just so out of character for her to just up and leave in the aspect that she did. That's just not her.
She hasn't contacted anybody, which is strange.
I was down there for over a month in October and November, and things seemed to be going just fine. She was happy. She didn't talk about leaving or anything. She actually was more open with me than she had been on my previous visit, and she just seemed like she was in a better place. And just for her to then take off like she did, but when she was younger, she didn't go anywhere without Mary being there. I mean, she was always right there with my sister. And as far as leaving her siblings, I just don't see it. Just for her not to come back home like that. I mean, that's just so out of character for Kaven. She was just such a family-oriented child. And for her to just up and just disappear, it's just not her. And I know it's brought my sister a lot of grief because we had this happen in our family once before, and our outcome was not very favorable in our odds. It was very heartbreaking for my sister, and for her to have to go through this again, it's just, I know it's got to be tearing her up inside. That not knowing feeling is just horrendous.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm really sorry that this is going on. I didn't know that there was that there had been a previous encounter of, a loved one missing. I apologize. I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I didn't tell you about the other thing that the family went through. So yeah.
That's okay. I mean, if you want to, we can talk about that privately. You know what I mean? I don't want you to share anything you don't want to on the radio. This is just, this is the only reason why we do this is so that we can try to draw attention to, each specific case. You know what I mean? Because that's what's important. We don't do this for raves and reviews or anything, you know what I mean, like that. So we're not trying to be dramatic here at all. But, you know, obviously, if that's something that you want to share later privately, that's fine. If not, that's also fine. Does she have siblings at the house as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they younger?
Okay, guys, so that was kind of the beginning of the Cave and Ellis Sandlin episode. We can play a little bit more in a few minutes, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of the family, the case, things like that. So, again, these, I don't have an exact date on any of these, but we could be doing them as soon as tonight or anytime within the next week or so. So they're coming very, very soon. If any of you guys have any cases that you want us to do, if you're not familiar with the show, we interview the loved ones of missing persons and or unsolved homicides. So I hope you guys just heard that. Yeah, thinking I didn't hit the right button. But if you have any cases you want us to do, that's what we do here. So go ahead, send them over. I do need a link to some kind of social media of a family member in order to kind of get it going. Don't just send me like an article of a case, because it doesn't help me too much. I have to find the people who I'll be speaking to speak with them. But if you have anybody, just let me know. I know a few of you guys gave some the other day to Denise. So just keep doing that, and we'll keep them going. We are back on track here. I'm probably going to do a couple crime articles just to kind of keep the show going. The main purpose of the show is just to kind of show you guys those few cases and let you know what we're going to be doing soon. But, you know, we can do a couple fun stuff too. If anyone would like to support the show, you see the link there on the screen. It's also here in the chat, the PayPal link. We do appreciate you. Thank you to Kyle, who has donated $10 when we started. Kyle A. We appreciate you, Kyle, and anyone else who does, it gets you a shout out on screen, and we do appreciate you. Thank you for keeping us going here. To anybody who decides to donate. Now, let's move forward, because like I said, I do have one other case that I might be doing this week, but so a lot of times I'll have conversations directly with the family. But with these cases, I've kind of been in like 30-person chats where everyone's talking, and it's kind of hard to kind of get a grip. So I haven't really been able to pull a family member in and speak with this last case. So until I can do that, I don't want to announce it as one of the ones we're doing, because I don't really know their availability. The Caven case and the ones we just played, Lance, and all three that we just played, I know the families are looking to go right away. That's why I'm comfortable without a date telling you guys it'll be very, very soon. Okay, give me a second here. All right, let's look up some news. So a minute ago, we spoke about a North Carolina woman, Miranda Springs, 30 years old. She was last seen September 18th, 7 days before her mother says her missing daughter's car was wrecked with a guy driving it. So I'm assuming this is the guy that is now charged with kidnapping and murder. So let's take a look at this article. I'm going to be trying to find this family as well. If anybody knows how to find them, let me know. So a body found in a wooded area of Charlotte, North Carolina has been identified as that of a woman last seen nearly a month ago, according to the victim's mother. My heart cries out for you every hour, every minute, every second. I feel like I'm going to die, the mother, Robin Lingard, posted on Facebook after authorities located the body of her 30-year-old daughter, Miranda Springs, on Tuesday. Okay, so we have Robin Lingard. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm actually going to see if I can pull her up right now. I bet we can find her. This is how I find a lot of people say, how do you find your families to interview? A lot of times just stuff like this. Robin, Lincoln, Noah. This is Charlotte, so that's North Carolina, but does that look like a man? Let me see here. Hang on, this guy in the picture. No, there's not. It's just far away. Okay. I think this might be the guys in the background. Sorry, guys. I think this might be her. See if we can find anything about the case. So for everybody who asks how I find my cases, this is pretty much how. Hey everyone, everyone say hello. We got like 10 people here. Nobody's talking. Let me see. So there's nothing about the case, but it is a Robin Lingard. in Charlotte. Does it say what city Miranda was in? It's Charlotte, North Carolina. See if we can message her real quick, guys, and maybe set up another interview. 1 second. Are you there? Miranda Springs. And another thing, guys, that I do, since people ask me my process a lot, whenever I message someone, I can't friend request this account, but whenever I message someone, I always friend request them, because if you don't know, Facebook has this weird little section where it often puts messages from people that aren't on your friends list. It's like a pending message section, but they don't tell you that it's there. You have to actually go into the messages, and then there's like a top bar thing that you click, and then you can see that you got it. So there's been a lot of people that I messaged, and literally 13 months later, they'd come and be like, "Oh my God, I never got this message. You just was in some weird folder." So if you are trying to message somebody that you don't know well, do make sure to add them as a friend if it's important that you get it to them right away. Little pro tip there. Okay, so we got message to Robin. Miranda Springs. Okay, let's wait to see if we hear back from her. So that same day, officers identified and arrested Safiq Jaquil Hall, 26 years old, on charges of murder, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and first-degree kidnapping, according to a news release from Charlotte Mecklenburg Police. So it sounds like maybe had a gun, whatever, and kidnapped her in her car and then murdered her. Maybe. I wonder if she is a friend or, hey, son, how you doing, sweetie? Assuming you're a girl, I don't know. I always assume what people are based on their names. I'm wrong about half the time, at least. So if you're a guy, if you're a dude, I'm sorry. Okay, so that is Miranda. Let's see. Confirm. Foundations aim to support. Okay, so this is another case of someone that was a missing person. Looks like they've been found. So thousands attend the funeral for Maya Marcano as foundation aims to support families of missing persons. So it says the 19-year-old service was held in her hometown of Cooper City, Florida. Thousands of people came out to pay their respects for Maya Marcano, the 19-year-old college student who was found dead earlier this month after going missing. It sounds like this might be unsolved. Let's see if we can find somebody to contact here. Female. All right, I got it right. Welcome. So Maya was found deceased after being missing. She was always a loving, kind-hearted person, Marcano's grandmother, Violet DeVille, said. Boom, we got the name. So here we go. Violet DeVille. See? Just go through the articles, get the names, and then you contact them. My preferred method of contact is Facebook. I'm kind of an old soul. I don't use Instagram and all the cool ones. I'm still stuck on Facebook with the oldies. Shout out to my older peeps. Let me see. So Violet DeVille, she's her grandmother. So we got, what are we doing here? What's the area again? Cooper City, Florida. So let's see. Violet DeVille in Florida. That's Washington. Give me 1 sec, guys. Now, when you're talking grandmother, a lot of people that are maybe a little older might not have Facebook, so you never know. And, the only one I can see that has any real information is a younger girl in Washington. Let's see this one here. It might just be that since she's the grandmother, she just doesn't have any kind of Facebook or anything. This girl definitely is not a grandmother. So it's not always easy to find the families, which is why when I tell you guys, I often say that I used to do interviews every single night. I'm not able to anymore now that I'm working every day. That's the reason why. You'd be surprised how many hours it takes to set all this stuff up. It takes tons of hours. Thank you, son. I'm trying to get back to doing at least a few interviews a day. It's been a nightmare trying to get that going. So this is just kind of a little hangout that we do. Tell you guys about the cases I'm working on. We do like some people donate support the channel. We just kind of go over and hang out. But this isn't the meat of the show, the meat of the channel. The meat of the channel is the interviews, which you probably know. Mia's suspect is deceased. Okay. Thank you, Eileen. So you guys know about the case. It's funny. You guys often know more about some of these cases than me. What a shame. So he's deceased. Let's see if it says that. Authorities discovered her remains while searching an area on Timberscan on the Lake condominiums, an apartment complex located 18 miles west of her home. Detectives were led to the apartment complex by phone records. Yep, you're right. You are right, Eileen. It says detectives were led to the apartment complex, by the phone records of the now deceased prime suspect, Armando Caballero. I'm not sure how to say it. I'm guessing it's Caballero. Usually Hispanic name, 2 L's is like a Y, Caballero. Who was found dead by suicide on September 27th. You know, if you do that to a family, that's pretty much the worst thing you can do. Then the only other thing you can do to add insult to injury is to then kill yourself and take it with you to the grave. If you're going to be that cowardly, at the very least, at least put it out there. Yeah, I did this. You know, I did this. I'm ashamed of myself. So I'm going to take my own life in retribution. But at least let the family know. Because, you know, when that happens, of course the family's like, well, they must have did it. I'm sure that's why they killed themselves. But you never know for sure. They could have killed themselves for another reason. So then they're left the rest of their lives like, is that what happened? So if you're going to be cowardly enough to kill somebody, then even more cowardly and kill yourself to hide from it, at least let the family, give the family the closure. I mean, you're going to be dead anyways. Like, let the family know. Come on, guys. Aggravates me, but okay, so that's the end of that. I'd still talk to her family, though. If anybody, Eileen or anyone else, if you happen to know how to contact them, if they wanted to come on and just talk about their granddaughter, then by all means, we could do that. But okay, so let's put that one to the side for now. That suspect is deceased. So, Memphis man accused of setting girlfriend on fire after she tried to break up with him. Yeesh. Okay, see, this is a good one. Let's look at this case. I don't mean good one like that, but a good one as far as to do a show on. You know, gotta kind of watch your wording. Ex-girlfriend allegedly killed a Colorado mail carrier in broad daylight while he was on his route. Police have yet to comment on a possible motive. So let's see. If they 100% know that it's her, she's probably in jail. There's probably not too much we can do on it, but let's see if they know for sure. So this is the article. Let me pull it up here. Thank you, everyone saying they like the channel. I appreciate you guys. So here we go. Post office. Dangerous job if you think about it. Going around to tons of people's houses, you don't know who they are. Dogs probably chasing you off the property. And I always thought that that's probably a more dangerous job than people think. Does everyone know, without looking it up, what the second most dangerous job is in the country? At least as of the last time I checked. I don't know if the stats change. Number 1 is firefighter. So you probably think you know number 2, but it's not going to be the one that you think it is. Does anybody know? Second most dangerous job, at least as of like 10 years ago. I don't know. Firefighter, what would you think the second job is? You'd say probably police officer, right? It's not. Anyone have any guesses? I'll give it a minute. Window washer? Well, that's not the official one, but now that you mention it, maybe. Especially the ones on like a skyscraper, yeah. Actually, that sounds a lot more dangerous than what I'm going to say. But anyways, according to, this always stuck with me because my dad did this job for years. But any other guesses as to what it is, anybody? So let's read this quick while we wait to see if anyone responds. So a postal worker was gunned down Wednesday afternoon while delivering mail in a Colorado neighborhood, and authorities believe the shooter was his ex-girlfriend. Police, what time is it? 7:52. Police in Longmont have charged 26-year-old Devin Schreiner with the first-degree murder of Jason Schaefer, 33. Schaefer was fatally shot at approximately 12:33 p.m., according to a statement from the Longmont Police Department. So is Devin a male or female? Let me see. He was walking his route when he was killed in front of neighborhood mailboxes and died at the scenes. Eyewitnesses reported seeing a man in a hooded sweatshirt. Okay, so the killer, it was his ex-boyfriend, it sounds like, Devin Schreiner. Let's see if he's officially. I only asked that so they know how to refer to them. That's the reason I care about that. But eyewitnesses reported seeing a man in a hooded sweatshirt fleeing the scene, but detectives alleged that individual was Schreiner, who was being held without bond. Oh, wait a minute. So they're saying eyewitnesses reported seeing a man, but detectives alleged that it was Schreiner. So does that mean it's a female? I don't know. Who knows? Trying to see if it's anything that points towards that. I was trying to see if they say anything about a family member. I would like to speak to family and get information on that case and see if, because it sounds like there's not an arrest. They think it's this person. Hey, good morning, Mary. How are you? Good to see you too. Yeah, this show I was giving some updates of about a few cases I'm going to be doing this week, Mary. I should have 3 shows coming this week. Caven Ellis Sandlin from Florida. And then we're going to do an update on Lance Jones and his mother, who was involved in an unsigned homicide in Canada. We've interviewed Lance before. And then we're going to be doing another case as well on Desiree Wright, which is another unsolved murder. So I kind of went over those in the beginning if you rewatched the show. And so it should be a good week. Really hope we have a good week. Because I'm ready to go doing some shows. If I can get even 2, 3, 4 a week, I'll be happy with that because I want to do some other stuff on the channel too. I want to start making pre-made edited videos and stuff. I got a lot of different plans. But we're never going to stop doing the interviews. Don't worry about that. Again, thank you to Kyle. This is his shout out. He donated $10 towards the show. Anybody that does like to support the show, we greatly appreciate you guys. Makes a huge difference. That's the link there in the chat if anybody would like to donate. We'll get you a shout out on screen there. So thank you so much. Kyle A. I don't know if he wants me saying his last name. But okay, so yeah, if anyone knows this postal worker in Colorado, I can't get any information on the family. Let me know. Family of him or maybe even family of Devin Schreiner. Let's see exactly anybody we can get who would like to speak on the case from either side. I'll interview anybody as long as they're respectful and they have the correct intentions for coming on the show, for sure. So let's see. Keep an eye out, guys. Oh, no, son. Okay, thank you, son. Yeah, anybody, if you do decide, son, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If anybody does decide to donate, make sure to use that link there, the PayPal link, because that goes directly to it. Whereas when you do it like that, they take a huge cut of it, and it takes like 2 months to get it. But don't worry about it, son. I don't need you. Thank you so much. I just mean anybody going forward. We try to use the other link just because they really get you on the back end. They take like 35%, I think it is, and then they hold it for almost 2 months. So no, don't worry about it. No. I don't mean that towards you. I just mean people moving forward. It's a huge difference. You lose like dang near half of it, if not more than half, between like the taxes and then the cut that they take. And then it takes so long to come. Whereas when you go to the PayPal link, it's like boom, right in your account. So it makes a huge difference. But yeah, not for you. You already did it, and I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. No, believe me, I'm appreciative either way. I just try to do it in the way that is best because it makes a big difference. But thank you so much. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, again, if you know either of those two parties involved in that case, let us know. But thank you so much to Sun. So we'll go ahead. We'll do the shout out. But remember, guys, try to use the link moving forward if you do decide to help out. No obligation to, but if you decide to. So thank you to Kyle. And I don't know how much longer we're going to go, guys. Probably another 20 minutes or so. So, and I'm not going to do a full, day goal. We'll do like another $20, $30. Let's make that the goal for the day, and then we'll call it a day. But okay, thank you so much to Kyle and Son. You guys are awesome. Let's see. I really try to focus on the missing persons cases. In the unsolved homicide, some of those starred as missing persons cases. So inside the murder of a small Texas town. Let me see. Whoa, look at this one. Former Vermont nurse pleads guilty to commissioning torture videos. Commissioning torture videos. Sean Fiore admitted to commissioning videos from co-defendant Moraima Escarlet Vasquez Flores in Venezuela 2 separate times in 2018. Let's see what this is about. Commissioning torture videos. Yikes. I don't even know what to make of that. Hang on 1 second, guys. What does it mean to commission? A commission is like paying for them, right? Putting the money up to get them done. Commissioning torture videos. Oh, son, you didn't have to. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it again. Oh, I feel bad now. Can you take your other one back? I don't want you to have to do it twice, son. Can you remove the first one you did so that you don't have to do double? I'm sorry. I didn't. I tried to stress that I meant it going forward, so I'm sorry if you. Sorry. All right, let's take a look at these torture video, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? I gotta do one thing, guys. Okay. Thanks for your patience, everybody. And thank you again to Son. You rock. You double rock. But yeah, if you can take that first one back, by all means do it. I don't know if they allow you to do that. That way you won't have to do double. I didn't want you to have to do that. Sorry. But, okay, so Vermont man pleads guilty to commissioning torture videos from a woman in Venezuela. Burlington resident Sean Fiore, how does he do this in Vermont from Venezuela? Am I muted? Okay. Thank you, son. I appreciate that. And I really hope to get back on the ball doing this much more consistently. It's been a slow few months. Had a lot going on. So, Sean Fiore, 37, pleaded guilty Thursday to murder for hire, conspiracy to kidnap and murder a person overseas, conspiracy to produce CP, if you know what that is, I don't even want to say those words on the stream, and possession of CP, kids. He is scheduled for sentencing on March 1st. So this guy is the sickest of the sick, if you ask me. There are some crimes where if you even consider doing anything along those lines, there's no hope for you. None. And that's one of them. No hope. I don't want to hear a thing. Sometimes something like, I don't know, a really bad fight, you hurt somebody bad, it's a bad thing. But I'm willing, you can be like, oh, I just kind of snapped and I caught him with my girlfriend and I beat him up worse than like that. There are some things that can be understandable, even if you don't agree with it. It's not okay, but it's understandable. But something like stuff involving kids, you ever consider that even once in your life? See ya. You're no good, if you ask me. Sorry to anyone if that offends you, but I think most people would agree with that, especially on this channel. So using WhatsApp to communicate, if you're not familiar, I've had a few people ask me to use that. People on the channel that I try to get to know me a little better, they always say Do you have WhatsApp? So it's like What's Up, but app, APP. Using WhatsApp to communicate, the pair used aliases to discuss Fiori's interest in purchasing a video from Vasquez Flores depicting the kidnapping and torture of a slave. So he wanted this person to, or I guess he was going to pay them. Oh, he's going to buy the video where this person kidnapped and tortured a slave. So to be clear, I don't think they're talking about role play. It sounds like they're saying he wanted them to really kidnap somebody and torture them. Scary when you think these are the kind of people that we live amongst, right? You would never think it could be your neighbor. I mean, you never know who these people are. It's not like they have a mark on their forehead. Although if you ask me, that's what they should do to people. Anything involving a kid, if you're found guilty and you're 100% definitely guilty, they should just cut something into your forehead. That's what I think. So they call it the mark of Cain, right? In the Bible days, when after he killed Abel, they gave him like the mark of Cain, I think it was called, so everyone would know. It's what they should do to people who anything to do with kids. Big mark on the forehead or on the cheek. Here you go. Boom, now everybody knows. I don't know exactly what time of days I'm going to be speaking to the family today, Mary, but I will put it on Facebook, and I'll make an announcement on the community channel on YouTube. So as soon as I know exactly what days, it will be within the week for sure. These families are looking to go right away. So I'd imagine probably, I don't know, within 2-3 days at least, at the latest for the first one, it'll be very soon. Once they wake up today, I'm assuming they're sleeping right now, I'm going to send them a message and we'll get going. Oh, hang on a second. I should put that one up. Kyle and son. Thank you, son. Let me see here. Actually, I got to change your son to, because you actually did that twice. Yeah, for sure. Mary, if I could get one done today, I will. I just don't know for sure. I gotta check with the families. Today, tomorrow, next day, sometime soon. Okay, so they agreed that Vasquez Flores would make the video using a child, of course, in exchange for $600 in Amazon gift cards. You're going to sell your soul for $600 in Amazon gift cards. That's what you're doing. You ever do something like that, you're selling your soul. Even if you don't believe in souls, whatever, use a different terminology. Vasquez Flores sent Fiori a link to a video file on October 3rd, 2018 that depicted, quote, sadistic abuse of a prepubescent boy consistent with Fiori's specifications. So this guy did it for $600 in Amazon gift cards. He kidnapped and tortured a kid, or at least tortured them. Let's see where he got the kid from. Maybe it was someone he knew, or maybe it was his own kid, who knows, knowing these people. Is this not sickening stuff? Blows my mind, guys. Where are we? So they agreed that Vasquez Flores, actually I just read that. In the video, Vasquez Flores inflicted pain on the child for the sexual arousal of the viewer of the video, which would be the guy in Vermont. What's his name again? I don't want to remember it. Sean Fiore. Fiore. Fiore and Vasquez Flores then agreed that she would make, oh, it's a female. You know, it's just as sickening if a guy or a girl does it, but I don't know, when it's a woman that does stuff like this, it blows my mind, you know? I guess maybe it's just because guys do it more, but you just expect when something sickening is done, it's going to be a guy. A woman doing this. This girl kidnapped the kid and tortured him for $600 in Amazon gift cards. So they then agreed she'd make another video that would show the torturing and killing of a slave that she would kidnap in her home country of Venezuela, this time in exchange for $4,000. Damn allergies. Vasquez Flores said that she planned on kidnapping a slave by enticing a man to leave with her from a party with the promise of sex. Be careful, man. You meet somebody at a party and you think it's going to be a one-night stand and it'll be a good time. You never know who that person is, as you can see here. Fury also sent her specifications for the types of physical abuse, humiliation, and manner of death he wanted to see depicted. So I've heard of this before on I actually heard about it on YouTube. They're talking about, what do they call it? The deep web. And I think these are called red rooms. They're basically rooms where somebody's like kidnapped and tortured, or just somebody is hurt or whatever. Some people say, no, it's fake. Some people say it's real. I don't know. But I've heard of this before. I've read the stories about this. So that's apparently what we're seeing here. In April 2019, Vasquez Flores sent Fury a link to a 58-minute video depicting the requested sadistic abuse and possible death of an adult male. So she did it again. First time with the kid, and then she did it again. She must have got the guy from the party. You believe this? Where does it say? It would say Colombia. What was the Peru? I forget. Where was it? South America. Let me see. Venezuela. Talk about a messed up country. Surprised she didn't get away with it in that damn country. Whew. So Vasquez Flores was arrested in Colombia in September 2020 and is awaiting extradition to the United States, where she's charged with conspiracy to murder and kidnap a person in a foreign country, conspiracy to produce CP, production of CP, and aiding and abetting the receipt of CP. At his sentencing next March, Fury faces up to 20 years of imprisonment for murder for hire, up to 10 years of imprisonment for possession of CP, up to lifetime imprisonment for conspiring to kidnap or murder a person in a foreign country, and up to 30 years of imprisonment with a mandatory minimum term of 15 years for conspiracy to produce CP. So, I'm very happy because all these together add up to a life sentence, for sure. But I do have to wonder, how is the first charge, murder for hire, how's that only 20 years? Shouldn't that one alone be life? And then 10 years for possession of CP, that's fine. I guess that's good. 10, 20 years would make sense. Lifetime imprisonment. See, I don't get this. For conspiring to kidnap or murder in a foreign country is lifetime for conspiring to do it. But then, never mind, no, I read that wrong. Okay, so it makes sense. Okay. Either way, it's going to be a life for these sickos. I can't believe that a female will go along with that. And I wonder, did they know each other beforehand? You know? How the hell can you be comfortable with just communicating with someone online, you know, and be like, yeah, I'll do that for you. Send me some money. And then you send it to them. Ugh. People are crazy, man. People are crazy. See if we can find one more article, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out today. Thank you so much to Kyle and Sud. This is the end of the show. Coming up soon, within about 10-15 minutes. So Kyle and Sud were our donators today, 10 and 20. If you would like to donate, the link is here in the chat. We greatly appreciate you. No requirement to, but if you do, it greatly helps the show. And we will have probably 3 shows coming this week, so it's going to be a good week for us. So thank you to everyone who does donate. If you do donate, we do shout you out here. Give me 1 second. Everything's timing out. Yeah, so we got about 10-15 more minutes, guys. I know if you would like to support the show, Now's the time to do it. We appreciate you. Let me get rid of some of these articles because it's clogging up my machine. Let's see here. For the murder of Murdoch student. Pull that one up. Okay. Got another story about a disappearance. Let's do that one. Let me see. Actually, we got a few articles here. Wow. Okay, guys, give me about 2-3 minutes. I have to do something off screen. Give me 1 second. We just do something off screen, and I will be right back, okay? And then we got about 3 more articles. We'll see if we can rush through some quick and finish up. Because it's getting close to an hour already. Show's flying today. Bear with me. Hey, Kaleidoscope. What's up, sweetheart? Haven't seen you in a while. All right, guys, since there are some new people that joined in, I'm gonna real quick just go over one more time the cases we'll be doing this week for anybody that is wondering. We have 3 cases that we're gonna be doing. I don't have the exact days to anyone who's wondering, but this week we will be doing, what's my coffee? Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Oh, there's my coffee. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be doing an update with Lance Jones about his mother, Pamela Jones, an elderly woman who was found deceased face down in her carport. And he will be doing his push-up challenge to commemorate his 10,000th push-up in his push-ups for victims, of domestic violence. So that's pretty cool. We're also going to be covering the disappearance of 16-year-old Caven Ellis Sandlin, out of Florida. And lastly, we are going to be talking to, I believe, the mother of Desiree Wright, an unsolved homicide in Tennessee. So those are the 3 cases that we will be doing this week on the channel. We've also, throughout this episode, went over some news articles and stuff like we does here at Jason Hebert and Enterprises. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And it's going to be a good week. And as long as I can get 3 interviews a week, I'll be happy. So, and I even have a 4th one possibly lined up. So if you're just joining, that's the plans for the week for the show. Don't have days and times just yet, but that's what's going on. So lastly, let's go over a few more articles and then we will call it a night. So NYC, or call it a day, I should say, since it's 8 a.m. When am I talking about night? I work overnight, so usually when it's 8 a.m., I just have finished the night shift. NYC teen sentenced to 9 years to life in prison for the murder of Barnard student Tessa Majors. That's an odd sentence, no? 9 years to life? Isn't it normally like 20 to life or 40 to life? But 9 years to life? That's a heck of a range, no? Jeez. So, Luciano Lewis, interesting name, who was 14 at the time of the killing, pleaded guilty last month to 2nd-degree murder and 1st-degree robbery. 14. Can a 14-year-old be charged? Maybe that's why it's such a range with the 9 years. That's what I'm guessing. But can a 14-year-old be charged as an adult? Oh, look at this poor girl. So this is the girl that was killed by the 14-year-old. Hang on a second. Where did my share screen go? Allergies. I hate this. Okay. So boom, this is her. Poor girl. Does see how old she is? She looks like just in her 20s, right? Yeah, 14. Oh, wait, now it says 16. Oh, he was 14 at the time of the killing. He's now 16. Okay. So a 16-year-old boy has been sentenced to 9 years to life in prison for the 2019 killing of Barnard College student Tessa Majors. Luciano Lewis, who was 14 at the time of the killing, pled guilty last month to 2nd-degree murder and 1st-degree robbery. He was charged as an adult. Give me one more second, guys. So sorry, someone just came in the house. All right, guys, sorry about that. So, okay, 14-year-old kills a girl. He's now 16. Luciano Lewis. He pled guilty last month to 2nd-degree murder and 1st-degree robbery. He was charged as an adult. Wow, that's rare. A 14-year-old being charged as an adult, isn't that pretty rare? I mean, I have no issue with it. I don't think. Do I? No, not for a crime that bad. You know, I really have some leniency for somebody that young committing a crime, but murder, sorry, you gotta be charged as an adult. You know. Anyway, yeah, it seems young to me to be charged as an adult, but it is what it is. I'm not the one that makes the rules. So on Thursday, a judge handed down the maximum sentence for the crime, according to ABC7. Oh, awesome. In addition to his murder sentence, Lewis was also sentenced to 40 months for robbery, which he will serve concurrently, the New York Times reports. The murder of Tessa Majors tore at the fabric of the entire city, Robert Mandelbaum said in court. The defendant was and is extremely young. He has his whole life ahead of him, but Tessa Majors does not. That's correct. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. Oh, this is her again. How sad. Pretty young girl, innocent. That's her. Tessa Majors. It's like she was living the dream out on her own, and then some 14-year-old little punk comes and takes her life away. Majors was stabbed multiple times during a botched robbery inside Morningside Park, which is near the Barnard and Columbia University campuses in Manhattan. In his allocution, don't even know what that word means, Lewis admitted to being part of a group, I guess that's like his testimony, a group of 3 boys that robbed people after school, but said he didn't attack Majors himself and claimed he didn't realize she'd been stabbed, according to a summary of his statement provided by the DA's office. Another suspect in the case, Roshan Weber, is also charged with second-degree murder and robbery and has pleaded not guilty. Roshan Weber, what's his age? Well, it says a group of 3 boys, so I guess they're all young. The New York Times reports that Weaver's trial date is expected to be set next week. A third boy, who was 13 at the time of the slaying, pled guilty to robbery and was sentenced to 18 months at a juvenile facility. People's not naming the boy who was charged as a juvenile. Okay. This is the girl again, Tessa. She's some kind of model or something. These pictures seem to me like she's at least trying to be a model, right? These all look modelish. Majors was a talented musician who played bass guitar and cared deeply for others. Chris Graham, the editor of the Augusta Free Press of Virginia, where Majors had an internship, told People that Majors was a natural journalist who used the platform to help people, including writing a story on someone creating an app to help people with disabilities. Sorry, guys, keep getting updates. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like if a 14-year-old commits a murder, should he automatically be charged as an adult, or do you look at it on a case-by-case basis? Do you give him a break and charge him as a kid? Because no 14-year-old should be charged as an adult. How do you guys feel about it? For me, I think I'd have to look at it on a case-by-case basis, to be honest with you. I don't know. I just feel like there could be some situation. Like, for example, okay, if you have a guy doing something to kids, right? And the kid kills the guy, you say case-by-case too, yeah. I'm not going to charge that kid with life. Like, I'm not going to want to charge him with anything. But it's probably realistically he is going to get hit with something, one of those things. But surely I'm not going to give him life. So, but I'd be open to you have to say okay, the kid's going to have to do maybe 10 years because he did kill somebody. He has to learn that, you can't just kill someone who does something wrong to you or whatever, something like that. I don't know. I'm not putting away for life under any circumstances. But then a case like this where bunch of 14-year-olds break into someone's dorm and just kill them. They got to do life. So yeah, I would take it case by case. But I know, I bet some people will say, no, never should a 14-year-old be charged. I feel like sometimes we don't give kids enough credit. as far as this goes, let me see. Trying to collect my thoughts here. Like, what I'm trying to say is when I was 14, 15, I knew right from wrong just as well as I do now. You know? So I definitely think there are things a 14 to 15-year-old shouldn't be able to decide. Whether or not they can think them through, they're still too young. Like, obviously, stuff like, I don't know, if they're going to be with somebody, stuff like that. Obviously, that kid, you know, they have to be at least 18. But stuff like whether committing a crime is wrong, moral stuff, I don't feel that I was any less capable of figuring it out at 14 than I am now. I don't know, maybe some people are. To me, 14 is pretty much an adult as far as that goes, when it comes to murder, at least. All right, let me get rid of this. Just trying to clear down my tabs, guys. I got like 500 tabs open. Okay, so it's not fair that her life was snuffed out so senselessly, he said. The tragedy beyond comprehension is that we'll never know what she would have gone on to do. She was going to make the world a better place. She already was making the world a better place. So it sounds like a good kid. Lost her life, did nothing wrong. So I agree with the sentence. I don't see anything wrong with that. Let me see. All right, guys. So let's move forward. We're going to do a couple more. We're at about an hour and 11 minutes. See if we can do about 20 minutes more and then call it a day. Can't go too long because I got to do a couple things today before I speak to the families. But I do have some meetings later to speak with some of the families. Get rid of that one. Okay. Robert Durst sentenced to life in prison for murdering Susan Berman to cover up his wife's disappearance. So it sounds like he killed his wife and he killed this woman to shut her up. And actually, hang on, guys, we do have a response from one of the families that they will be interviewing. Give me 1 second. Let me see what they're saying. Yeah, I have Star speaking to her. She's a relative of Caven, the case that we were just talking about that we'll be interviewing. So see if I can get a time and a day from her. Maybe before we even finish this live, I can tell you guys when we will be doing that show. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up one last thing. Can you turn that down and close the door?
Yeah, I'm just making coffee.
Give me 1 second, guys. Just put a link. Okay. Okay, looks like it's going good. All right, guys. Did you ever see the second most jump? Second dangerous most jump? No, I didn't. I totally forgot. At least as of the last time I checked it, it was a cab driver, believe it or not. Which, like I said, my dad was one for years. Probably 40 years. So that's why it kind of stuck with me and I always remembered it. But yeah, it was firefighter, then cab driver. It's funny because people probably would think a cop's number one, but when you say to them, firefighter's number one, what do you think's number two? Most people are like, cop? But no, believe it or not, it's a cab driver. If you think about it, it makes sense. You got to pick up a bunch of people who you don't know, who need to get somewhere, who all deal in cash, mostly deal in cash, who have to sit behind you, you know. It's a crazy job. He had a guy take a heart attack in his cab once. I don't think he ever got robbed. I think somebody tried to rob him, but something happened. I can't remember the full story. But he had a lot of close calls too. So yeah, number 1 firefighter, number 2 cab driver. Most dangerous jobs in the country, at least as of the last time I checked. Oh, okay. So actually, it's not going to be Star we're interviewing. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just talking to the family of Caven. It looks like it's going to be her grandmother that we will interview, who I believe is, when I played that clip for you guys earlier, I think it was Star and the grandmother. If you remember, there were 2 people speaking. So, okay. Oh my goodness, my phone! It's slowed down a lot since I haven't done shows for the last few months, but it's still pretty busy. If you guys knew how many messages I get still from the channel, let's see here, it's constant. Sometimes I have to just completely shut my phone down or silence it because it's just bing, 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 constantly with different people. And this is slow time compared to what it used to be, believe me. Okay. All right, so it looks like it's going to be the grandmother we speak to. So I won't be able to give you guys an exact time now because I don't have the right person on them speaking with. But okay, let's put that to the side. So Robert Durst sentenced to life in prison for murdering Susan Berman to cover up his wife's disappearance. In September, Robert Durst was convicted of the execution-style killing of Susan Berman, who was found dead inside her Beverly Hills home in 2000. So let's pull this article up so you can see. Assuming you're watching, some of you guys are probably just listening. This is them. That's Susan Berman and Robert Durst. So the eccentric real estate scion millionaire has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in the 2000 execution-style killing of his best friend, Susan Berman. Last month, the 78-year-old Durst was found guilty of first-degree murder more than 20 years after Berman was found dead inside her Beverly Hills home. Prosecutors said Durst, now 78, killed Berman, a writer whose father was a Las Vegas mob boss, oh boy, because she knew too much about the disappearance of his first wife, Kathleen, who was last seen alive on January 31st, 1982. Prosecutors alleged that Berman was not Durst's only victim, saying he killed both Kathleen and Morris Black, his then neighbor in Galveston, Texas. Geez, this guy was a recluse, huh? Killing friends and neighbors. Usually mob guys are pretty specific about who they kill. It has to be somebody that's kind of like threatening what they do. This guy's just off killing anyone and anyone. Everyone and anyone. Did I say that right? Hey, Cheryl. What's up, sweetheart? How are you? One second. Make sure it's nobody in relation to an interview. Okay. How are you, Cheryl? Let me see. So the guy's killing his neighbors, friends, wife. When Bob Durst killed Kathy, he killed Susan and Morris as well, because once that happened, once he did that, there was no turning back, says LA County Deputy District Attorney John Lewin. Bob Durst is a person who is going to protect and take care of Bob Durst. Whoa, look at this guy. He has a face of it. I'm not good. So glad this. Oh, why are you not good? What's the matter? I'm sorry you're not doing good. What happened, Cheryl? Durst was crazy, yeah. His medical issues. I'm sorry, sweetie. I know that feeling. I don't have any major issues, but I did bruise my ribs not too long ago, and boy, was that painful. Oh, the worst thing ever. Seriously, worst thing ever. But look at this guy. Isn't that the face of a guy that would do that kind of stuff, right? Look at this. Wowzers. Okay. Over 100 people testified during the trial, including Durst's estranged brother Douglas, HBO's The Jinx filmmakers Mark Smerling and Andrew Jarecki, and comedian Lorraine Newman, a friend of Berman's. Durst also testified from a wheelchair and spent 15 days on the stand. Berman's body was found in the bedroom of her Beverly Hills home around noon on December 24th of 2000 after a neighbor reported her dogs were loose. So yeah, that guy was an absolute psycho. Yeah, he did. He killed 3 people, yeah. I know, I haven't been around. I've had a lot of stuff going on. Appreciate you sticking with me, though. You rock. We do have a few shows planned for this week, so we will get some shows coming. But yeah, we have been totally away. I didn't mind the mental break, though, you know. This can be, most of you guys know, it can be a little bit of a vicious community. I mean, not you guys. I'm talking about everything, from some of the creators to some of the people who watch the shows. Toby has passed, unfortunately. Yeah, no more Toby. I knew there were going to be some people that weren't aware of it. Yeah, they almost made it to 18, my little guy. So eventually we'll get a new dog, you know. Dogs are expensive now. We look at dogs like $2-3 grand. We're like, are you kidding me? You can obviously adopt them for much less than that, but we just happened to look quick at a local place. We're like, wow. I think I paid like maybe $700 to $800 for Ziggy. And then like $8 to $9 for Toby. Then we had another dog I got for like $200 because they couldn't sell it basically. So I don't know, $2-3 grand. That's like I would never be able to afford a dog for that much. That's for sure. He had a great life, and he lived twice as long as many dogs do. So I can't be too sad, but obviously it sucks. It sucks. It's really weird even doing this show. Like, it throws me off. I don't know what to say sometimes. I used to be able to sit there and start talking about Toby and giving him treats and stuff. But fortunately now I can't do that. So I want to get a dog just like him, though. You know, I keep like same breed definitely, and even like same color. Although some people in the family don't want to get the same color. They're like, no, it can't look just like Toby. It's gonna be weird. But I don't know. I love that style of dog. Toby looked just like the one that preceded him too. She's good. She's doing a lot better too. Yeah, things are good. One of the reasons I wasn't doing the show is I was working a lot. You know, I didn't work for like a week and a half because of hurting my ribs, because I have to stand up straight at work. At the very least, I have to sit sometimes, but in standing or sitting up straight for like about a week was killing me because of my ribs. They were really in pain. I had to lay on my back, and every breath was killing me. So I didn't work for over a week. So it's been a tough week, but in general, compared to before, things are a lot better now. You know, just that little setback has been tough. Yeah, but as far as how we're all doing compared to before, a lot better. Okay, so next we have Alex Murdoch is a person of interest in the June murders of his wife and son. I got crazy allergies, guys. Let me blow my nose real quick. Give me 1 second. Well, I say allergies, but it's really all it is my nose. I get clogged nose. People get all kinds of things, like they're sneezing like crazy, and their eyes are all puffy. I don't get any of that. All I get is clogged nose. But I hate like when I'm talking, I sound like this, Sorry for that. Okay. Yeah, Alex Murdoch is another one. He's facing scrutiny after the murders of his wife and younger son. He's a once prominent South Carolina attorney. Let's actually see if I'm gonna give it 30 seconds for this to play, but let's play this quick little video. Give me 1 second. Share. I'm gonna play this for you guys quick.
This is your moment. South Carolina attorney Alex Murdoch has been arrested and charged with misappropriating insurance settlement funds in the wrongful death suit that followed the mysterious death of his longtime housekeeper. According to a press release, agents with the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement took Murdoch into custody on Thursday as he left a drug rehabilitation facility in Orlando. He is charged with 2 felony counts of obtaining property by false pretenses in the death of Gloria Satterfield, who died in the Murdoch home back in 2018, allegedly after a trip and fall accident. Eric Bland, an attorney for Satterfield's sons, claims that her sons filed a wrongful death lawsuit for their mother at Murdoch's suggestion. Bland goes on to claim that Murdoch suggested attorney Corey Fleming to represent them in the suit, but failed to mention that Fleming was his best friend and college roommate. According to Bland, the sons accused Fleming of withholding money from them. A death settlement of $505,000 was approved in 2020, but Bland tells people his clients have been paid one dime. He also claims that after filing a lawsuit on September 15th regarding the funds, he uncovered a previously undiscovered judge's order approving a $4.3 million settlement. That same day, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division announced that it was opening an investigation into Satterfield's death. Murdoch will remain in custody in Florida until extradition to South Carolina is granted or waived. He will then receive a bond hearing. The troubled lawyer made headlines back in June after he came home one night to find his wife Maggie and youngest son Paul shot to death on the grounds of the family's hunting lodge. Police are still investigating their deaths, along with the alleged illegal activity, scandal, and bizarre behavior centered on Murdoch since their killings.
I have this opportunity to just.
We'll leave that one there. That one's kind of a known case. So I like to do some lesser known ones. So we're getting pretty close on time, guys. I got 2 more articles that I'll read, then we'll finish up. Let me see. So far, thank you to, we have Kyle, who donated 10, and Son donated 20. Thank you so much to you guys who donated. If you would like to support the show, we greatly appreciate it, especially this week. My ribs have taken me out. So it's been a horrible week, but that's the link to do so. And we're winding down towards the end here. So if you would like to support us, we will give you a shout out. And this is pretty much the last chance to do so. So thank you to anybody who does. Let's pull up. We got a couple smaller cases here. We want to make sure we bring light to the smaller cases. That's our main goal here. We like to cover the larger ones, but it's the people who can't get any coverage that we really want to highlight. So an off-duty NYPD cop allegedly shoots her girlfriend and kills another woman. The police officer, whose identity has not yet been revealed to the public, allegedly confessed to the shootings. I always wondered, police officers, if dealing with that crap day after day after day, it must really change your personality, you know? 1 second, guys. Sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. I get all kinds of messages, some of them about the channel, some of them personal. Coming in, so I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once. Okay. See, on Wednesday around 5 p.m. local time, the officer, whose identity has not been revealed, reportedly shot the two women at a home in Brooklyn, New York. Police arrived to the scene after multiple calls were made on reports of shots fired. Once there, authorities found the officer, 31 years old, outside of the home. Police say she told responding officers that she shot someone inside the house. When police entered the residence, Kemper said they found one woman, 24, on the floor of the living room and another woman, 23, on the floor in the bedroom. The 23-year-old was shot once in the torso and is expected to survive, while the 24-year-old was shot in the chest, possibly more than once. Was pronounced dead shortly after police found her. I'm honestly surprised more cops don't snap, you know? What a job. Just all day going around having to deal with other people who have snapped, basically, or just criminals and people who've done awful things in their life. That's tough. Surprised more of them don't snap and just do crazy stuff. Guess it's a good thing they don't, but oh my goodness, I'm sorry, guys. All right, I gotta finish up, guys. This is gonna be the last one, all right? Oh, this is the one we already did. This is Miranda Springs. So we are going to try to contact her family. And that's basically it. That's all the articles I have, guys. So we're at an hour and a half anyways. So thank you so much to everyone who hung out with us today. It was a very small show. Nobody really expected me to be on. Plus, it's really early. It's not even 9 a.m. here on the East Coast, which means it's not even 6 for you guys on the West Coast. So thank you to everyone who hung out. Thank you to those who did donate. If anyone else would like to, you know the link. It's right there. PayPal. Oh, wait. I kept giving you guys the wrong link. That's what's going on. I'm doing .com and it's .me. That's what happened. All right, guys. It's been so long since I've been doing the show and putting that link. That's why I'm giving nothing's coming through because I'm giving the wrong link, I bet. That's the one right there. Oh, well. Well, if anyone else would like to, there's the link to do it. Looks like we hurt ourselves there. I was wondering what was going on. But it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, it's paypal.me, not com. Whatever. But anyways, if you're just joining, or if you joined halfway through, so we will be doing 3 cases. We got Caven Ellis Sandlin in Florida. We got Desiree Wright, which is an unsolved murder. We're going to be doing that case as well. And we're going to be doing an update show with Lance Jones. So keep a watch on the channel, and it will be no more than a week at the most that we get all 3 of those in, all right? So thank you so much to everybody. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And get some shows coming very soon. Some interviews, some real shows, not morning shows. All right, guys. I love you. Sorry about how kind of unorganized I was today. And that's it. I love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.